It's great to have a career. It's great to have a job. You have to make a living somehow. What is going on, people? My name is Kwaku Peps. I am back here once again with some exclusive content going for you. If you're new to my channel, feel free to like, share, comment at the bottom, and as always, subscribe so that you can be notified when I drop a new video. So if you're a high school student that is graduating and thinking about going into college, or if you're a college student that is considering your career field, or maybe you are a professional that is already in your career field and looking for career changes, or maybe you're a college drop-off that don't really believe in the college thing but just really want to stay working and making money, this video will be for you because it's going to help you really reprogram your mindset and consider some things moving forward. The reason I'm making this video is to educate young professionals out there or anybody that is within a career field or working. Growing up, the number one question that adults asked us is, what do you want to do when you grow up? We always tend to define ourselves by our professions. We tend to really lean towards our professions and really put a lot of focus on it. It turns out that you grow up and with adulting things and as life begins to change and life demands become really high, money becomes very essential. But we don't really tend to establish our finances from the beginning while we were young. This topic is stemmed from a book I read, The Rich Dad Poor Dad book. The book was written by Robert Kiyosaki, and it really has some great pointers. It is based on the 4 quadrants. There are 4 quadrants when it comes to cash flow. You have the first quadrant, which is the E quadrant. The E quadrant represents the employment. And employment is really when you work for an employer and get paid for it. So that's how you get your cash flow. And in essence, you are sacrificing your time, or better yet, selling your time for money. It is what a lot of people consider slavery quadrant. Slavery quadrant because you are really working for a boss. At the end of a period, you get paid for it. There's really no leverage because you are basically trading your time to get money. And when you stop working, the money stops and your employer really pays you based on the time. Another theory that is associated with this quadrant is that you're not really paid according to your worth. You really work so hard, dedicate your time, sometimes too a lot of overtime. And even with promotion normally comes with high work demand. You get promoted, your task increases, and you get to make a little bit more money than you were making before. You would think you have really, stepped up in a way, but you're not gonna have the lifestyle that you desire. You spend so much of your time really working, and you barely get to connect with your family or loved ones because you're just stuck in trading your time for more money. That is not a safe zone to be. It is great. It's great to have a career. It's great to have a job. You have to make a living somehow. And even if you're considering moving up in any way, considering the other quadrants, you still need to establish yourself here because this is your first source of cash flow, which is through employment. This will lead me into the second quadrant. In this quadrant, there's a lot of independence here. Because if you're a small business, what you're really doing is you're trading your time to get more money. And in essence, you are really not the employer. Your clients that you are really, performing a service for, they tend to be your employers, right? You own the business, they request some kind of service. And what you do is really put in the time and effort to really service them in any area that they desire, and then you get paid at the end. So the advantage this quadrant has over employment is that you get to have your independence and you get to choose what time you want to work. And in essence, you could possibly make a little bit more money than what's in employment. A lot of freelancers find themselves in this quadrant and they get to really operate on their own and set their own time, and they determine how much money they want to earn with the service that they provide. It is a great quadrant to consider. if you are looking to make more money beyond what you do in your profession. A lot of people also tend to be doing this along with their employment, because you can be working in your career profession and also be doing something on the side. So many small businesses, side hustles, or micro businesses tend to fall under this quadrant. It gives you just a little bit more advantage because you tend to perform services and earn a little bit more extra money. Again, there's no security here because it's not really going to guarantee you the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for. It has a high demand with it, a lot more time and effort just to make a little bit more money than you would be making in your jobs. Great quadrant, but you still have to be really considering some other means to leverage. This will lead me into the next quadrant, which is the B quadrant. So the B quadrant, really great in terms of establishment of system that can help you really step up in terms of your finances. A lot of big businesses like Fortune 500 companies, talking about Amazon's, talking about Walmart, all these big companies really fall under the B quadrant. Here you tend to establish yourself in terms of having your own employees, which you have a system. You tend to really sit on the side and really have your chain of operation operating the business. If you're the owner, you probably will hire somebody as CEO who runs the business for you, and then there is an establishment of roles and positions within the company which is going to be running the business for you for whatever services or product that your company sells. You tend to not be performing the service yourself because you hire other people to be performing the services. Here there is some level of leverage. This led me into the last quadrant, I quadrant. A lot of investors find themselves here. There is a lot of leverage here because you invest in other things like stocks, you invest in bigger companies. You have access to all these companies that you can invest your cash in. You establish an account for yourself, you put money into these accounts, and you'll be making dividends and returns on these investments that you make. And in fiduciary companies take your money and invest it as if it is their own and put it into bigger accounts. You get to really establish great finances for yourself in this quadrant. So these are the 4 quadrants, the 4 income sources that you should be considering when you are establishing your career field. How do you move from employee and go through the S quadrant and B quadrant and then become an investor? There are multiple steps involved in this, but you have to really utilize the resources that you have to your advantage. Go to network events, connect with people, find resources that can help you. You have to really constantly be evaluating yourself in your professions and in your careers. This is it. I hope this video was helpful and helped you to understand some things so you can educate yourself. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. Share this video because somebody can use this. Like it, comment at the bottom. Give me some suggestions to make these videos better, and I hope to bring you great content for you to educate yourself and to transform your life.